Hello, I'm Dominic Dixon, and over the last several days, I've been asked repeatedly to comment on the controversy surrounding Mustafizur Rahman, the Bangladeshi international cricketer, and what this episode tells us about sport, politics, and India's global image. This is not outrage, it is about principle and consistency. Let us begin with the facts. Rahman is one of Bangladesh's most accomplished fast bowlers and a star performer in franchise cricket, including for Kolkata Knight Riders KKR, a team owned by Shah Rukh Khan, a Bollywood superstar. His selection was based on cricketing merit, not on ideology. What followed, however, altered the narrative. Public commentary in India began linking Rahman's presence in the IPL to allegations of persecution of minorities, especially Hindus in Bangladesh. And let me say this clearly. The protection of minorities anywhere in the world is a legitimate and a serious concern. But here is the problem. When an individual athlete is made to symbolically answer or be punished for the alleged allegations of a state, such as Bangladesh, sport loses its neutrality. Players are not diplomats, they are not lawmakers, they are not human rights activists. This concern deepened because Rahman is a Muslim by background, and KKR is owned by Shah Rukh Khan, who is a Muslim, whether intended or not. This created a perception internationally that religion and political signaling has entered sporting decision making in India. In global sport, perception is as damaging as the intent. Now consider governance and optics. The International Cricketing Council (ICC) is chaired by Jay Shah, who is also the son of Amit Shah, India's Union Home Minister. If every rule has been followed, then concentration of political power and sporting authority creates unavoidable questions of independence. Because Jay Shah was also the former chief of BCCI. International sports survives on trust. Once trust is eroded, all decisions are doubted. The consequences of this episode have been severe. The Bangladesh Cricket Board has withdrawn from playing the T20 World Cup matches in India, seeking alternative venues. This is not a symbolic outrage. It is a serious diplomatic and sporting backlash, signaling loss of confidence in neutrality and safety. Now comes the most important question, that cannot be avoided. If it is acceptable to marginalize or exclude a Bangladeshi player because of alleged persecution of minorities in Bangladesh, then by that same logic, should Australia, the United Kingdom, South Africa, or even the UAE boycott Indian players because of not just alleged but verified, well-documented incidents of persecution and discrimination against minorities in India? Should Indian players be punished for mob violence they did not commit? Should sport become a rolling tribunal for state failures? If the answer is no, and the answer must be no, then what is happening here is not diplomacy, but selective moralization. Diplomacy is conducted by governments. Human rights accountability belongs in courts and international institutions. Sport must remain neutral, or it becomes an instrument of power rather than of fairness. This episode has damaged India in several ways. Let me maybe give you about three. First, India's credibility as a neutral sporting host has been questioned. Second, global cricketing governance is not viewed through a political lens. Third, every future decision involving players from Muslim majority countries will be scrutinized for bias regardless of merit. India does not lose stature by acknowledging complexity. It loses stature when power appears selective and principles appear inconsistent. As much as I wish to state that this is not about defending Bangladesh, It's not about attacking India. It is about protecting the integrity of sport. The fact of the matter is, it is about my mother India and where we are headed to. Because once politics enters the dressing room of sporting events, once religion overshadows selection, once power replaces fairness, global sport does not forgive easily. No country ever brought up the issue of the persecution of Jemima Rodrigues, a Christian Indian cricketer, and neither did they boycott India. Because sport has to be dealt independently and with all fairness. Thank you. Jai Hind. Namaskar. Hello, I'm Dominic Dixon, and over the last several days, I've